share my screen. Well, now. Okay, today we're going to talk about indirect question. So that's really easy. And the only reason that we use indirect question to make something more polite. So what is it? For example, I want to say that, okay, where is the bank? So of course, this is a normal question. Where is the bank? And you say, it's okay, for example, over there. So this is a direct question, a normal question. But if I want to make it a little more polite, it's better to say it in a different way so that, people feel like, I actually have respect. I am a polite person. So this is a better way to actually make our statement questions more polite. So how is it? We have some phrases that we can use. The first one that is really common and we normally use it. So let me write on the word. So, for example, I have two types of questions here. Yes, no question. And questions with question words like WH words. So WH question and yes, no. So here, the first one, yes, no question. Okay, where is the bank? This is a normal question that we say direct. And now I want to make it more polite. I say, could you tell me, this is the beginning, could you tell me, for example, where, okay, now, the only thing that you need to pay attention when making indirect question that after WH or after if and whether for yes, no question, we don't use is or question form where the bank is. It's a bit difficult, to remember and to use it correctly, but we need to actually get used to using it because you need to use a normal sentence like affirmative, not question form. So not where is the bank, where the bank is. Okay, this is about WH. Now, for example, if I want to ask yes, no question, okay, for example, a direct question that is, okay, do you know him? Do you know him?
No.
Could you tell me if you know him? Could you tell me if you, so you have two words that is if or whether. Both are the same. For a yes, no question, you use if or whether. So that is really easy and you can, for example, where do you come from? Could you tell me, okay, could you tell me, okay, where you come from? So this is WH. And again, for example, do you want to eat? Yes. For example, actually, I'm wondering if you eat, this is yes, no question, okay? So we can have it with WH words or no. I have some phrases, let me write on the board, then we get started with. So the first one, that is could you, of course you can say can, it's okay. Some people say that no, it's not polite. For example, when you go to a restaurant, it's not polite to say can. We use it. We use it a lot, and it's correct. It's not impolite. It's not impolite, and we use it. For example, I normally use it. When I go somewhere, I want to, for example, can I get a coffee? It's really normal. It's okay. We normally use it. So, the first one, do you know, or could you tell me, or do you know where the bank is? I'm wondering, another one, I'm wondering, for example, if or whether he will come. Will he come? Actually, I'm wondering if or whether he will come. I don't know. I don't know whether he will come. Okay, so or if, or I would like, I'd like to know. I'd like to know whether or if he will come. So both are just, you know, for yes, no question, whether and if, and for WH, of course, you already have WH words so that you can use that. For example, do the shops close? This is a normal, okay, so we know that. And the second one, can you tell me, for example, if the shops close, so if the shops, or can you tell me, for example, what time? What time do the shops close? Can you tell me, or could you tell me what time the shops close? Actually, the only point, the structure is really easy. Just, you know, the only point that you need to pay attention and you need practice is to use of, be, and, you know, for example, when we have direct or indirect, of course, in direct question, we have first verb or auxiliary, and after that, for example, object or subject. But in indirect, no, it's a normal question. Okay, normally we put be at the end. Okay, well, let's have a look at a book. Okay, as you can see, again, we have could you or would you. Actually, I like the word would. It's really useful verb. It's really useful word because we normally use it, for example, when we want to make it better. You know, it have a lot of uses. So one of them is would you or could you, both are the same. Would you mind telling me? Would you mind telling me how old you are? So how old are you, or how old you are? You are. I'm not sure. I don't know when the interview finishes. So this is another one. And as you can see, again, so she left the job. Could you tell me why? She just, you know, pay attention to the tense. If you have in your direct question, if you have future, again, you use future after whether, if, or WH word. If you have past, again, you can use past. And you know, another phrases, as you can see, I wonder. Normally we use it, you know, ing form of it because at it, you know, you are asking the question at the moment. So I'm wondering is good. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I would like to know. And, you know, of course you can use. And, you know, as we discussed, if or whether. Okay. Will he apply for the job? I wonder. I'm not sure. I don't know. I wonder whether he will apply for the job. Okay, so this is about indirect question. Do you have any question related to it?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Of course. Okay, well, so let's get started doing so. Again, so just don't pay attention to the book. I don't know, it's a bit, okay, disorder and messy. Okay, so number one, in which of these questions and statements is the word order correct? Rewrite the incorrect ones. The first one. So tell me, first of all, if it's correct or incorrect.
Correct.
Of course. Number two.
I like to know your college.
College. So, yeah.
College. Would you say about?
So of course, so first subject, your colleagues, and after that word, what your colleagues would say about you. Number 3.
Yeah. Could you tell me? Could you tell me how have you changed in that space? How you have changed in the last 5 years?
How you have changed. Very good. And the next one.
Do you know to happen?
Yeah. So you think it's not correct?
Yeah, I think swap happen and no.
Yeah. Okay, so here we have this actually. Do you happen? So do you happen to know what salary I will start on? So first of all, let me say that it's correct. And here we have, do you happen to know? Okay, this is actually a polite and formal way. Do you happen to know? It's a formal or polite way of asking someone something. So, yeah, of course. So you can use it. It's something like statement that you can use for formal and polite questions. Like, do you know? The meaning is the same as do you know? But this one is more polite and formal. We use it for formal situation. Of course, you can say, would you happen to know? I myself would prefer would you happen, because it's formal, I would prefer would. So would you happen to know? Would you happen to know? Or do you happen to know means do you know, but in a formal way. So this is correct. It's correct.
Yeah.
And number 5.
I'm not sure when. I'm not sure where I want to be 5 years time.
Of course, where I want to be in 5 years' time. Of course, very good. Well, and now the next part, put the words in the right order to form indirect questions or statements. So the first one, do you know where the room interview is?
Do you know where the room interview is?
Where the interview room, because here interview is use an adjective for room. So
Yeah.
interview room is, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
number 2.
You could I add you? How old are you? How old are you?
How old you are. This is actually subject. Yeah, of course. How old you are. And
How
number 3.
Yeah. I I wonder if could you tell me what time is it?
Okay, yeah, of course, I wonder if you could tell me what time it is. It
Mm,
is. So first it, after that is, because you know
yeah,
this is incorrect. Yeah. And
I yeah, I want to repeat it.
of course,
Uh,
yes.
I I wonder if you could tell me what time is it,
What
right?
time it is. It first is at the end. Is
Yeah.
at the end.
Uh,
It is. What time it is.
yeah.
And
Mm. So can I write it?
of course, so of course I will check it.
You could or could you?
Yeah, you could. Okay, so again, so as I told you, I wonder if you could. We have no question form here. After if,
Mm.
after whether, so we have no question. This is indirect, so a normal statement, like affirmative, so no. So I wonder if you could tell me, what time it is. So you type, I wonder if you could tell me what time. Yeah, of course, this one. Yeah, I checked. Okay, the next one.
Mm, I I like to know why why we should hire you.
Perfect. Yeah, of course. And 5.
Do you mind? Do you mind if I ask what your weakness are?
Very good. Do you mind if I ask? Yeah, of course. What your weaknesses are, of course. And 6.
Could I ask? Could I ask you why you left your last job?
Of course, why you left your last job. Of course, very good. Well, and now, so we're gonna ask questions related to someone's age or current salary or the reason for leaving their last job. So using indirect questions. So about your age, could you please make questions to ask someone about your age?
Mm,
Normally we say, how old are you? But of course, it's not
mm,
really polite and formal. So how to
mm.
make it?
And could you tell me how old are you?
how old you are. So first of all, could you tell me how old you are? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
As I told you, it's a bit difficult to get used to using it. Yeah, of course, I know. Just, yeah, of course. Could you tell me, or could I ask you what, for example, how old you are? This is really good. Okay, number 2.
Could you tell me what your salary is?
Yeah, this is okay. But about these type of questions, for example, when I want to ask someone about something that maybe make them a bit, I don't know, something like maybe can be, I don't know, not really relevant, or maybe people don't want to talk about, or like, for example, I want to cancel the session, okay?
Yeah.
So the class. So of course I can say could, but here I would prefer, like, would you mind? Would you mind if, so it's like, are you okay? So, when you say don't mind, or for example, you say, oh, it's okay, I don't mind, so it's okay, you can ask me, because it's something that maybe can make people, I don't know, a bit something like uncomfortable, like, they don't like to be asked. So would you mind, or do you mind, is really good phrase for this type of situation. So like, do you mind if, or would you mind if I ask you what your current salary is? And you can say, no, I don't mind. No, I wouldn't mind. It's okay. You can ask me and you answer. So would you mind here, I think is better. Or do you mind? Both are usable. Okay. So number 3.
Could you tell me why what the reason you left your last job?
Okay. So could you tell me for what reason you left your last job? So this is good. Or for example, could I ask you, okay, why? Because, I'm asking for reasons. So could I ask you, or could you tell me why you left? Why you left your last job? So of course. And number 4, your weaknesses. Here again, you are asking a question that maybe make people a bit uncomfortable because you're asking about weaknesses. So,
and could you tell me could you tell me what your weaknesses are?
I think, as I told you here, because asking the question make people feel a bit uncomfortable because you're asking about, so would you mind? So, or do you mind is better. Yeah, I would prefer would you mind, or do you mind if I ask what your weaknesses are? So are you okay with it? First of all, I'm asking if you're, so it means if you're not okay, don't mind, you can, for example, not to answer. So here, do you mind or would you mind is, are better alternatives. Okay, well, so we discussed this part, and there is no difficult or challenging part about this structure. Just, the only point that you need to practice the use of subject and be, or so that you know that first subject and after that be. So here, just this. Okay, well, let me ask you. The question is, why do you think some meetings are successful and others are not successful? So why do you think, what are maybe important factors to make meeting successful or unsuccessful?
Yeah, I think the meeting the facilitator of the meeting very important because they they should to show the goal of the meeting, and they add some question to attractive from the people who join the meeting. And I think if facilitator um, have has a good agenda
Yeah,
and good goal, I think
of
it
course.
it it would have the meeting to be successful.
Of course, I do agree with, especially about aims and agenda. Of course, I do agree with you. So everything should be organized, and you know
Yeah.
the aims, objectives, so everything. Yeah, of course. Well, and now let's have a look at these words and phrases. So let's match them, match the definitions. So we have some expressions, as you can see, definitions, and now we're gonna match them. So first, one by one. Okay, so the first one is the person in charge of the meeting is called, which one? The person, A, B, 2, okay, L, so which one can be? So we are talking about a person, the person in charge of the meeting.
Mm, participants.
Uh,
Participant.
actually, a person, let me change it, paraphrase it, okay? A
Yeah.
person whose role is to run meetings in a way that actually encourages decisions. So everything actually something like a senior person, you know? So
Yeah.
we have chairperson. So what is
Uh-huh.
yeah, of course, the person who is in charge, who runs the
Yeah.
meeting, yeah, is chairperson. Well, and the people, yeah, now you said the people at the meeting, of course, they are, as you said, participants.
Yeah.
So this one. Okay. And number 3, to go to a meeting.
Attend.
Of course, attend, very good. And because nowadays most of meetings can be online, so of course you can use
Yeah.
the word join. So we join the class, we join the meeting, so they are the same. So attend physically or
Mm.
online, but join normally can be
Yeah.
used for
In
online.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
In person.
Of course, so
Yeah.
can be in person, yeah, of course, or online. And number 4, a list of topics to be discussed.
Agenda.
Of course, very good, agenda. And one topic and the list, number 5, one topic on the list.
Mm. Item.
Of course, item, very good. And the next one, the last topic on the list.
Action point.
Again,
Action point.
no. So again, the last topic and the least. So what do you think about any other AOB, any other business? So what do you think about this one? So actually,
Oh.
first of all, let's explain. So like this is an opportunity for anyone. So this is the end of the meeting, and this is like an opportunity for anyone present an issue or idea. So, okay, this is not on the agenda, something extra. So
Yeah.
this is the last, yeah, the end, so we can use it. So,
Yeah.
okay. Business meetings, of course, or any other business AOB. Well, and so number 6, H, and to make suggestion formally, which one can be? Propose. Of course. So when you want to ask someone to actually get married to you, you can propose her. So of course, this is like a formal suggestion, of course. So propose.
Yeah.
And 8, to support a formal suggestion.
Vote.
Okay. Actually, no. To support formal, of course, this is a new one, maybe so because of this. So what do you think about second? To support, yeah, to support. So it's second here means to support, yeah, of course. So here you can use second, means to support.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, for example, when you want to, here, we use second as a verb, just don't forget about. So second here means actually is used as a role of verb. So it's like to make a formal statement of support for a suggestion made by someone, especially during a meeting. Okay, so that after that they can be, for example, there can be a discussion or vote. So after second, we can have a discussion or vote. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, so the next one, a method of making, so after second, of course, after,
vote.
So a method, of course, yes. Here we have vote. And number 10, an official record of what was said and or decided.
Propose.
Nope.
Propose.
So, well, actually we have the official written, so that's important, written record of meeting. We say minutes. Minutes are the official written record of meetings, like, of an, for example, organization or group. So, so minutes. Here, second and minutes have different meaning with normal meaning, typical meaning, okay? So, 10 minutes and 11 to say that you cannot.
To send your apology.
Of course, apologies, just, apologize is verb. Apologies is plural for apology. So here, apology. Yeah. And apology. 12. What needs to be done after the meeting?
Action point.
So, of course, this is action points. Yeah. Well, okay. Any questions related to the words and phrases definition? Any questions?
No, I don't.
Of course. Well, okay. So, a group of managers are discussing whether to offer an employee a full-time contract. Listen and take the expressions. So here we have some expressions, okay, and we're gonna take them, so ones that we hear. So let's listen and check what we hear. So one moment. 8.4. Okay, let's get started.
Recording 8.4.
Good. Everyone's here now. There's coffee if you want it. Right, can we start, please? As you all know, Roberto's been working as assistant to Carla Nunez for 6 months now. He's just finished his probationary period. How do you feel about offering him a full-time contract?
I'm not sure we should do it, really. It says in this report that he's been late to work a few times, and he can be rather...
I don't think that's too important.
Could you let him finish, please?
Oh, sorry.
Another thing about Roberto I'm not happy about. He leaves exactly on time every day. Also, he doesn't have lunch with us very often. You know, he goes off on his own.
I'm not sure that's relevant.
Maybe.
I think we should move on now if we're going to finish by 11 o'clock.
Well, what about Roberto's actual work? In my opinion, it's fine. He's contributed to several of the innovation projects.
Well, I think we should discuss this a bit more. What exactly do you mean by contributed to the innovation projects?
By providing administrative support to the management team, sometimes beyond the call of duty. For example, he stayed behind one evening and typed up all of the results from the feedback seminars. I could go on. This shows he's motivated to go further in the company.
Well, thanks very much, Maria. You've made your views very clear. OK. Let's go over what we agreed. Roberto will have a further probationary period of 3 months after that.
Well, so starting, which one? Which one?
Yeah.
Let's get down.
Yeah. I think it's during which interruption.
Oh, no, just 1 moment. So let me clarify the question. So it's like, you know, we listened to actually like a conversation people, group of managers, and they used some of these expressions, okay? So, and we want to check which one they use. For example, when they started talking, right, can we start, they said, so right, can we start, please? So the first thing, the first phrase that we heard was, right, can we start? The second, for setting objectives, which one? Could you hear or no? You didn't, for example, hear anything. Do you want to listen again now?
Yes.
Of course, why not?
Recording 8.4.
Good. Everyone's here now. There's coffee if you want it. Right, can we start, please? As you all know, Roberto's been working as assistant to Carla Nunez for 6 months now. He's just finished his probationary period. How do you feel about offering him a full-time contract?
I'm not sure we should do it, really. It says in this report that he's been late to work a few times, and he can be rather...
I don't think that's too important.
Could you let him finish, please?
Oh, sorry.
Another thing about Roberto I'm not happy about. He leaves exactly on time every day. Also, he doesn't have lunch with us very often. You know, he goes off on his own.
I'm not sure that's relevant.
Maybe.
I think we should move on now if we're going to finish by 11 o'clock.
Well, what about Roberto's actual work? In my opinion, it's fine. He's contributed to several of the innovation projects.
Well, I think we should discuss this a bit more. What exactly do you mean by contributed to the innovation projects?
By providing administrative support to the management team, sometimes beyond the call of duty. For example, he stayed behind one evening and typed up all of the results from the feedback seminars. I could go on. This shows he's motivated to go further in the company.
Well, thanks very much, Maria. You've made your views very clear. OK. Let's go over what we agreed. Roberto will have a further probationary period of 3 months after that.
Well, so starting, as we heard.
Yeah, right, we can start, please.
Okay, and setting objectives. I want to know if they used or not. So you can say they didn't say anything related to objectives.
Yeah, I'm not sure about for the testing.
I do agree with you because, you know, actually they didn't mention, so yes. And asking for reactions,
How do you feel about?
of course, very good. And dealing with interruptions,
Could you let him finish, please?
of course. And keeping to the point,
I'm not sure that's relevant.
yeah, of course. And so speeding up, the next one,
I think we should move on now.
of course. And slowing down,
I think we should discuss this a bit more.
definitely yes. And the last one, that is summarizing.
Okay, let's go over what we will agree.
Agreed, of course, very good. Well, and now, so here we have actually some actually different you know, items here. So just, you know, let's talk about, there is nothing because we're going to discuss them, but it's not bad to know the meaning of them. So maybe you know, but it's not bad to review. So let's discuss. So the first one, that is dress code. Do you have any idea about the meaning of dress code? So dress code is actually a set of rules about what clothing may and may not be worn at, for example, office, or for example, at work. So rules about clothing. So, and so policies, yeah, of course.
Could you explain me about the difference from dress code and compared to a uniform?
Okay, so let me say, when we say dress code, we are talking about rules. So uniform is a set of clothing. This is something that we wear, okay? So it can be, for example, for school or any formal situation, so, or organization, business. Dress code is a set of requirements, so a list of rules. So actually they are different. Uniform is something that you wear, but dress code is a set of rules that you need to follow. Yeah, of course. Well, and the next one, policy for smokers. So this is actually, you know that we have some policies for everything, not only for smokers, so you know that. And the next one, commission payments. So do you have any idea about the meaning of this one? Definition of commission payments?
It is earning from employee when they generate or they sell.
Very good.
In their KPI, yeah, and they
Like,
can
of
get
course,
yeah.
Of course, as you said, the payment to an employee after completing the task. As you said, it can be selling a certain number of product. So of course, or maybe service or anything. Well, and so end of year bonus. So you know this is actually a good one. So like, you know, who doesn't know? And we have staff turnover. So how about this one?
The ratio of employee left their job in a year. Yeah.
In a year. So of course, yeah, as you said, it can be, actually it includes people who are volunteered to leave or no, who are fired. So like, you know, both of them. So people, a number of workers who leave a company. So over a certain time of period of time. Yeah, of course. Well, and now we're going to talk about. So any questions related to this part?
No, I don't. But can we stop early 10 minutes today? Because,
of course, yes, of course.
I have
of course, why not? So we skip this part for the next session and have a fruitful walking day.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.